What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Us Boxing. We're back again with the new WBA rankings. They just came out last night, so we're gonna get into it. Before I get into the rankings, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. All right, so we'll do a screen share. So I go straight to the sanctioned by the website. So I know they got other platforms where they have rankings, but you can't go wrong if you go straight to the sanctioned body. So that's what I do. The WBA rankings comes out every month, the last day of the month, every month, like clockwork. So you can't miss it. All right, so let's get to it. Bro, Mike in the building. What's good with you? Salute. Marla Prince in that super chat. Salute L Dub. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate you coming through, supporting the channel. Salute to you. All right, man. Let's get to it. Heavyweight division. So we got some interesting stuff going down with the heavyweight division. Usyk is undisputed for now. We'll see how long that lasts. He was ordered to fight Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker is the interim champion with the WBO, but we got some news that Parker and Fabio Worley is going to fight October the 25th. So, and we see Worley as the interim champion. That's a good fight, though. Let's see if Usyk gets stripped of the title, the WBO title. Then that fight can be for the world title, or they just basically cancel each other out because they are both mandatories per se. So yeah, that's the new news right there. Usyk, he supposed to be negotiated with Parker, but he said he had a back injury. So a lot of stuff going on with him. He was dancing and whatnot. So the WBO want to see some medical reports. So yeah, it's crazy. We'll see what happened though. But that Fabio Worley versus Joseph Parker fight, yeah, that's the one. That's a good one. So y'all stay tuned for the announcement. Pulev is the regular champion. He's supposed to fight Michael Hunter in October. That's a Don King fight. When you hear a Don King fight being made in 2025, it's some shit with it. There's always something going on with Don King making fights right now. So I'm not sure. Let me see. Linnell Perro. So he's fighting November the 1st. He's going to face Jordan Thompson in Orlando. Bacoli, Herkovic, Jarrell Miller, Heisa. Nelson Heisa is fighting in September in Europe. I forgot the date, but he's fighting. He's another guy that's been talks to face Moses Atamo. Moses Atamo is number one right here, so he's been climbing up. Let me see. Dave Allen is facing Arsenbek Mahmudov October the 11th. That's a good fight. Murad Gassiev just had a good win. He stopped Jeremiah Milton. So yeah, man. Yeah, heavyweight division is cracking. A lot of good stuff, to come. A lot of good fights to be made. So yeah, keep it pushing. Bridgerweight ain't really nothing popping, man. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, ain't nothing popping. You got the world champion, Gazamadov, and I can't pronounce the name, Georgio. He's an interim champion. Maybe they should fight. You know what I'm saying? This division, like I said, it don't really make no sense because Usyk is undisputed and he weighs in at the Bridgerweight limit at 224. So what's the purpose of having that division when your undisputed champion weighs at 224? You know what I'm saying? Cruiserweight, Zerto Ramirez, unified champion. So he just coming off a shoulder surgery. He's gonna be out for about 6 to 8 months. Coming off the win against his mandatory Dorticos. So no word on him. The only thing is the WBO is ordering an interim title fight with former world champion Chris Benham Smith, the same guy that Zerto unified with, and he's going to fight Ramon Freeze. Those guys are in negotiations. The deadline is coming up like a week or so. So yeah, that's what it is. Um, Number two, Leonardo Mesquia. So look for him to be back in December, maybe on that Monaco show that Matchroom does. Let me see. I think that's it. Jake Paul and Tank. We all know about that. Jake Paul is number 14 in cruiserweight, so we already know about that. Light heavyweight. So it's crazy. Light heavyweight got four champions, as you guys can see. The super champion, Dimitri Bivol, because he's unified, WBO, IBF. David Benavidez is the regular champion. So that's crazy. And he's a WBC champion. So he basically, is he unified? It's crazy. Aber Ramirez just won the interim title, so he's above the rankings. And then Philip Stern has the gold title. So they have all these guys are above the rankings and are considered champions. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It would confuse fans because when you see this, you like, they got 4 champions. That's crazy. Why? I thought only it should be 1 champion per division, but the WBA do WBA things. So that's why we're here to point it out. So we know Benavidez is facing Anthony Yard coming up November 22nd. Ramirez, he just won his title a couple weeks ago. He's a good fighter as well. And Dimitri Bivol, he has a back injury, so he's out for a while. So that's what it is. Number 1, you got Arthur Baturbia, former undisputed champion, unified champion. He's going to fight Dion Nicholson on that November 22nd card. So, he was waiting around for Bivol, and it didn't line up for the trilogy. So he's going to take a fight, and then look like the winner between, if him and Benavidez win, they're going to fight later next year. So that's good. At least we getting that fight. They're going to fight on the same card. David Morrell is going to fight Callum Smith for the WBO interim title, either on the 22nd, November 22nd, or November 15th. One of those cards. The 15th is Eubank and Ben, the rematch. So we got to wait for that. So yeah, light heavyweight got a lot of stuff going on, especially with Queensberry. Queensberry just signed a bunch of light heavyweights. They got Joshua Bawaxi, who was fighting November the 1st against Zach Parker. See Zach Parker coming in at number 13. They got Daniel Lappin, who is one of Usyk's fighters. He's fighting on that card. Lyndon Arthur is fighting on that card. Let me see. Ezra Taylor is fighting Lewis Edmondson. That's October 25th. That's the Fabio Worley and Joseph Parker card. So it's a lot of stuff popping in light heavyweight. Number 7, Atib Overton is fighting this weekend in Pennsylvania on King's Promotion. So he's number 7, and he ain't really done so much to get that spot, number 7. So maybe he get into the mix. Najee Lopez, he's fighting September 27th. He's facing Calvin Henderson on Pro Box. So yeah, Ben Whitaker, Connor Wallace. Connor Wallace is number 2 in the IBF. He should be fighting for the IBF interim title against Michael Eifert. So it's a lot of stuff going on in light heavyweight. It's one of those divisions that's starting to pick up. PGX Big Dog, what's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, let's keep it pushing. Super middleweight. So we know we got Canelo and Crawford coming up next week, undisputed. So yeah, big event coming up September the 13th. The interim champion is Jose Resendez. So I seen him in the gym. He's in the same training camp with Oscar Valdez and Sergey Bogachuk and Terrell Goucher. So he was training with them. So maybe he got something coming. Maybe it's against Jamal Charlo. I know Caleb Plant has a rematch clause where he executed. And be on the lookout for Carlos Adames moving up to 168. So don't be surprised. Just throwing it out there. Beck the Bully, number 1. Jamal Charlo, 2. Super middleweight is another division that's coming along real good. Lester Martinez versus Christian and Billy. That's on that Canelo Crawford card. That's gonna be a good ass fight right there. Hamza Shiraz, he trying to get Canelo. You got guys like DFG, Callum Sampson. They like they climbing up the ranks. Even though DFG he came up short against Beck the Bully, but he can come back. Berlanga, not sure what he's gonna do. He said December. So maybe he'll fight on Mount Serrano undercard or her farewell card. Maybe. Putting 2 and 2 together. So that's what's up, man. Super middleweight is good too. It's a good division. Middleweight. So Erislandy Lara is a WBA champion. We haven't seen him in a while. He did fight 2 times last year, which was like crazy. So yeah, he's I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's always like this, stay inactive. But want to see him unify the division. Look like Carlos Adames is moving up. He's a WBC champion. My man Jesus Ramos Jr. is going to fight Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. for the WBC interim title. So that's like an indicator that Carlos Adames is moving up. because he probably not gonna fight those guys because he already has a mandatory. Um, Jezebek, he's unified. Him and Carl Saddam's been going back and forth about fighting. I don't know. Um, so yeah, it's crazy. Middleweight is crazy. Really not too much popping. Ain't nobody really solidifying themselves as the best, and we ain't getting the best fight in the division. So that opens up the door for Jesus Ramos to come in to fight Sugar Shane Jr. Right? That's October 25th. You got Yo Hernandez #1. He was supposed to fight on this Canelo Crawford shit, but I'm not sure what happened with that. Ammo. You got Chris Eubank versus Conor Ben coming up. Aaron McKenna is a good fighter too. Yo, Elvis Gomez, he struggled with his last fight. He fought on the MVP card a couple weeks ago. He come in at #8, but I don't know. Denzel Bentley is fighting the WBO mandatory against Severia. That fight is going down October 25th on that Joseph Parker and Fabio Worley card. So that's a good card off the top. Herbert Cancial is number 12. I think he's with Pro Box. Cancial's with Pro Box. And then Joel Camarillo, he's fighting on Boots on the card coming up. So yeah, man, it's opportunities at 160 for somebody to kind of take the reins because there's not really a lot of shit popping. 154. So this is the hot division in the sport of boxing. We know Terrence Crawford is the champion right now, but as soon as he step in the ring with Canelo, he's gonna get stripped. So Abbas Baru is the interim champion, coming off that big win over your Ennis Tellus. He would be elevated to full WBA champion. So that's how that's gonna play out. Jerron Ennis is #1. He's gonna fight Usama Lima coming up October the 11th. That fight might get elevated to an interim title. So we'll see. But Boots is in a good position. So this is a route that Boots is going. Not the WBS, not WBC, WBO, IBF. This one. This is the route. Now, here's the caveat to this, right? We know Jamel Charlo is champion in recess. And the WBA is going to order Charlo versus Baru once Crawford vacates or gets stripped, however you want to say it. So that's another roadblock right there. We'll see. But Boots that's what I'm saying. Boots probably fight for an interim title. You know what I'm saying? Just to have some type of, reward on the line. But we're going to see. It's interesting. A lot of willing and dealing at 154. We got Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman, October 25th. We got this fight, Boots, October the 11th, making his debut at 54. You got Virgil and Lubin. Man, waiting on Bachman to get a fight with Josh Kelly. Xander Zayas will be back in December in Puerto Rico. So it's a lot of stuff going on. Maybe Xander is on that Amanda Serrano on the card. Maybe it's Xander and Berlinga. They're all on that card for Amanda Serrano's farewell. So let's see. Going down. So we know Jesus Ramos is moving up. Number 2, Pavel Sazna. He's a solid fighter. He had a good win over Matt Murdoff. He had a good win over him a couple months ago. They put Tellus at number 4. Kevin Ajaku, he got a good fight coming up too at 154. He's fighting Ismail Davis. That's next week, September 13th on that Crocker Donovan card. Isaac Lacero, he is fighting. Supposedly, he's fighting Tony Harrison. I seen people talk about it. I haven't seen nothing official. I mean, that's a tough fight for Tony Harrison, and that fight is at 160. Andres Kakarakis, we haven't heard much from him recently because he just got married, so he's chilling. He ain't really doing that right now. He'll probably be back at the top of the year. Majumov, he coming off an injury, so he should be back top of the year. So yeah, 154 is crazy. A lot of good stuff going down. All right, 47. We got Rolly Romero, WBA champion, 147. Just Do Boxing was good with you. Salute. Why doesn't WBA website show Mel being champion recess though? Is he really? They did announce that he will be the mandatory for Abbas Baru. So by them saying that, do they really need to post it? We all know what it is. But I get what you're saying though, because we want transparency. But he's going to exercise that. I got something for you though. Look at this. Hold on. I got something for you. Because we're gonna cover all bases. So we're gonna go down, right? Look right. Let me know if you can see this. So you got the asterisks, right? You got two asterisks. What does this mean? Conditional was reinstated as champion recess on August 26th and elevated after. Only champion recess I know of is Charlo. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm missing something. We'll find it in the rankings as we go on. But we all know that the WBA is going to order um, Baru versus Charlo. So I think we good though. I get it though. Transparency. We want to see everything, right? I got you. Crawford vacate, and we hear Ed the new. Let's go. I can see. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I think we'll be good on that. Even if them not actually putting it in there, because it's somebody else's champion in recess, and they didn't have him in there. Well, I think it's at 118. So we're gonna get to it for sure. Dang father, what's good? I appreciate that though. Cause it's a lot of stuff. You gotta be transparent though, cause this is a new, this is an information age, so we want to know it all. I'm like that too. All right, so Rolly is a WBA champion. Um, I don't know if he's gonna come back this year. If he does, I can see him fighting Pacquiao. He has a mandatory in Shackle Gearsoft. I don't see that fight happening. I was keeping it a buck. I don't see it. But the Pacquiao fight, I can actually see that, or maybe even Barrios. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a bigger name. But yeah. So we'll see. I know PBC has a card October 25th, and they're working on a card for December, and that's going to be likely a Manny Pacquiao promoted card. If he's not the main event, we'll probably see Pitbull headlining, possibly against Lamont Roach. Let's see. Mark Masayo versus Michael Manisi is already um, penciled in for December PBC pay per view undercard. So let's see. We gotta see because right now we in September and like I'm saying this stuff now, but it haven't worked itself out yet. So once we get to December, then you'll see what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just forecasting now. So when I get to December, I already told y'all. So it happens like that a lot over here. So yeah, Gearsoft. I'm thinking Gearsoft do an interim title. Um, he's with Matchroom. Pat McCormick is fighting Miguel Parra. That fight been elevated to a WBA eliminator. Maybe the winner of that fight, Gearsoft versus Pat McCormick. That's a Matchroom fight. Maybe they'll do that for the interim title because Gearsoft is not getting rolling. If he do, I'd be surprised. You know what I'm saying? For sure, I eat crow on that. Stanley Young is former WBA champion. He'll be back September 27th, hometown fight in Lithuania. Curiel Garcia, that's a Golden Boy fighters. We know Conor Ben's gonna fight Eubank. Jack Catterall versus Echo Usama. That's a good fight. That's supposed to be on the Eubank and Ben card. That's a good one. Jose Ramon. So he's fighting one of Boots fighters, Tamir Smalls, on Boots undercard, October the 11th. That's solid. Ramon is the guy that beat Jaleel Hackett. So yeah, that's what's up, man. So it's some stuff willing and dealing at welterweight as well. It's wide open. Brian Norman versus Devin Haney is coming up. That's probably solidified number one guy. We still got Barrios in there. We got a vacant IBF, but that's about to get fulfilled. Crocker Donovan winner would be IBF champion. Then Liam Paro is about to fight for IBF eliminator like the next week. So it's some stuff going on at welterweight as well. Just because the big names left, that don't mean it ain't nothing popping there. So yeah, that's what it is. I know the WBC website, if they have a champ recess, they show it. Yes, sir. Bruce Gas in the building was good. Salute to you. Yeah, but yeah, with Charlo thing, yeah, just stay tuned for that. You'll see. They're gonna order that. So let's see if he wanna take it or he gonna go get a bigger name, like he been calling out. So yeah. 140, Gary Antoine Russell is the WBA champion. We got the interim champion, Reggisini. He's an obscure Italian fighter. He came out of nowhere and fought for the interim title a couple of like last month. Crazy. So Antoine, he has a mandatory Andy Hirako. It talks about Antoine unifying with Richardson Hitchens later this year. But Hitchens on vacation from what I've seen. And I don't know if that fight is something. I don't know if that's something that's legit. I would love to see it because it's a good unification. But Andy Hirako been the mandatory. They've been negotiating for like damn near 4 5 months. So not sure. Let me see. Munoz, he won the eliminator in I think it was in Turkey. He had an upset win. You see Duarte, Abreu Playo. Abreu Playo is waiting for the winner of Dalton Smith and Matisse. He's supposed to get his try to get his title back. Haven't heard much on Sandor Martin since he lost to Playo. Jermaine Ortiz had a good win. Well, it was a late replacement, but he got a good win. Let me see. Jukin Baliev. Jack Rafferty is a new entry. So he had a draw with Mark Chamberlain. They can possibly run that back. That was a real close fight. Close and competitive. 140. So the news in 140, Teofimo and Shakur is in negotiations to fight in January for the WBO title. Let me see. Keyshawn protested to get the #1 spot, but he gonna have to fight the #1 guy, Alfredo Santiago, to get that spot. So maybe they should be working on that fight. Hitchens, he don't have a mandatory. He's in a voluntary situation, but he's a free agent. But he has a great manager and Keith Conley, so he probably can get something big. It depends on who want to pay for him because he don't got how this is when you don't got like a big value like that. What else? WBA, WO, WBC. I talked about that. They got a purse bid coming up for Matisse and Dalton Smith. That's tomorrow. So yeah, some shit popping. All right, lightweight. So Javante Davis is the WBA champion. He's gonna fight Jake Paul in the exhibition in November. Francisco Fonseca just won the gold title. It's so crazy seeing those two guys listed as champions because they fought like 8 years ago on that Mayweather and McGregor undercard. That's the fight where Tank missed weight and lost his belt on the scale. That's funny seeing that. #1, we still have Floyd Schofield. So he haven't won the eliminator. Lucas Body won the eliminator. He jumped from like #5 to #2. He beat Roger Gutierrez. So that's a fight that actually makes sense for the WBA because all the Schofields talk about is being a WBA champion. So maybe they want to stay loyal. Now, Golden Boy and Top Rank are in negotiations to make a title fight with Ray Mortala versus Floyd Schofield. That's a good fight too. Hopefully, it comes to fruition. That's a direct title fight. If he stay with the WBA, it's not a direct. He gonna get some. He either gonna get an interim. He gonna get an interim title. You know what I'm saying? Or he fight Fonseca. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do he do? You go because the IBF. See, the IBF is tricky because you know you fight for the IBF. You know you got that second day rehydration. And for Schofield, he had trouble making weight, right? I think the thing that happened with him and Shakur, he struggled to make the weight because of the UK and the UK rules. I know the fight was in Saudi, but they were sanctioned by the UK BBOC. They have like a two weight checks during the fight week, and maybe he didn't know that. Maybe he was trying to lose all the weight. Some guys like to lose all the weight at the last minute, but you gotta do weight checks. So I think that's why he had to fill out the fight. All the other shit behind it, I think that was just some bullshit, right? To me, in my opinion. So do he take that route because he was like he rehydrated 19 pounds against Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to do that with the IBF. So it's interesting. And then Mortala is tight at the weight too. He looking to move up or unify. So yeah. Andy Cruz is the mandatory for Ray Mortala. So if Ray don't get a fight before December, they're gonna order that fight. IBF. Armando Martinez, I seen him recently. Mercado. We got Rayo. Rayo should be name should be floating around for like a Gary Russell Jr., maybe a Frank Martin. Like he's in that PBC realm where he'll fight guys like that. We have a new entry with Albert Bell coming in at number 10. So he won a decision over Keith Hunter over the weekend. So he won a regional title with the WBA and IBF. So that's what's up. We get Albert Bell in the mix. He's a tough fighter. You know what I'm saying? Kind of his hard to look good against. Gabe Flores. So Gabe Flores' name been linked with Lamont Roach as a fight, just to see, just to stay active type fight. We'll see if it happens. That seems like a pro box fight. That if that fight happens, but I know Roach also is willing and dealing and trying to get something for December with Pitbull. So we have to stay tuned. Those are two options that I heard. Gabe Flores on a lesser scale against on Pro Box, or Pitbull Cruz in December. So let's see. 135 popping. This is to finish it off. We got the vacant WBO. We have Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes, November 22nd. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Yes, sir. Yes, I agree with the Floyd situation. Bell never got a title shot. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that is. Because dudes get like 3, 4 title shots, and they're not half as good as him. 130. Lamont Roach Jr. is the champion at 130, so we know he's looking for a fight. And I just mentioned Pitbull Cruz or Gabe Flores Jr., one of those. James Dickinson, Jazza, he's the interim champion. Now, look out for him. Look out for some news because it's going to be a domino effect. What's going to happen with Anyway? If Anyway beats MJ next week, September 14th, 2 weeks, then they're going to do, and he comes out clean and all that shit. He's going to fight December 27th in Saudi and a bunch of the Japanese fighters. So it's basically like a concept like Japan versus the world type shit, right? So a bunch of Japanese fighters versus fighters from all over the world fighting. So look out for Jazza Dickens on that card against number 3, Tsunami. We just seen Tsunami fight on that Otama card, and he fought what? He fought a southpaw. So you know what I'm saying? I be tapped in with that shit. So don't be surprised if that happens. That's one of the fights on there. Ray Ford, it's gonna be tough for him to get a world title, yo. It's gonna be tough for him. A lot of people ain't really trying to fight him. High risk, low reward. He gonna have to get in a mandatory position. Josh Padley entered the new rankings at number 6, so he was rated at 135, but he's coming down to 130. He's actually a national 130 pounder. He's been fighting from 130 to 140, given the opportunity. We know he fought Shakur, but he's fighting Reese Bellotti coming up October the 11th. So he's going to be in a position to fight for a title pretty soon. JC in the building. What's good with you, bro? Let me see. Who else got some? Garcia, number 13. He's fighting this weekend. I seen that on BoxRec. Gallegos, he's a Puerto Rican guy. He'll probably be on Amanda Serrano's card too. So 130, we got Shockey Foster versus Stephen Fulton, October 25th, WBC title. Mark Masayo versus Michael Manisi for the WBC Eliminator. So that'll be their mandatory. Sugar Nunez is defending his title this weekend against Christopher Diaz. We're going to talk about that later. And then Navarrete, he's still waiting. The WBO ordered Navarrete versus Charlie Suarez. We know Tyron don't have a deal. So let's see, man. Let's see. I'm biased Bram in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Good afternoon to the plug. Salute to you, bro. Good afternoon. What's good? Let's keep it going. Featherweight. Nick Ball. So Nick Ball is a 122-pound killer, right? He's a WBA champion. His mandatory is Cuellar. Cuello is a good fighter, though. You know what I'm saying? He just won the interim title. Nick Ball I don't know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? He is fighting 122 pounders. I thought the Sam Goodman fight was a good fight though. So even he fighting those, I thought that guy was good. He gave a good effort, and I thought he did real well. Probably should have got a draw, or even edged it out to me. But let's see, man. They ball near the unification to me. I like Angelo Leo, the unification, Rafael Espinoza. Like he done made like 3 or 4 title defenses since being Ray Ford. He's good and active. That's cool, but I want to see him step it up though. You know what I'm saying? So Cuello is the interim champion, but I actually see Cuello versus Brandon Figueroa though next. That's a PBC fight. You know what I'm saying? I can see that shit. Cuello is with Samson. Figueroa won a WBA eliminator versus Joette. Just put 2 and 2 together. That seemed like a fight that probably get made. Elijah Pierce is number 2. Nice. That's a good spot for him. Let's see if we can get a big fight or some type of title fight. Kamaltov, I know he had a fight in April coming off the knee injury. So let's see. Trinidad, just seeing him fought. He fought to a draw. Rivera, that's one of Amanda Serrano's fighters. He had a good victory on the MVP show a couple of weeks ago. Luis Nunez, look out for him. He's going to fight Hector Sosa on the undercard of Fondora and Thurman. That'll probably be on prelims. So y'all look out for that. Liam Davies came in number 13. So Liam Davies is a Queensberry fighter. He moving up from 122. So he meets the requirement to get a fight with Nick Ball. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see. Some funny shit. Let me see the other champion. So Angelo Leo, I'm not sure what's popping with him. He's with Top Rank, from what I understand. They got an option on him. And Top Rank looking for a deal or waiting to announce a deal. Same with Rafael Espinoza. Shushu is the WBC interim champion. Ray Vargas supposed to fight Carlos Castro for the WBC title. They supposed to. I don't know what they're gonna do with Fulton, but it seems like they're gonna put Fulton champion in recess while he go fight Shot Foster, and then allow Ray Vargas to fight Castro for the full title. I don't know, some flip flopping shit. So we'll have to see. All right, let's get to it. Figueroa might be washed. I think so too. I think Cuello might stop him. No, I don't know about stop him, but I think he'll beat him. I think he'll beat him. And I agree. I think he's past it. Anyway versus MJ coming up. That's the best fight in this division. 122, undisputed. Like I mentioned, anyway he wins, he'll be back in December. MJ got a big opportunity. You know what I'm saying? They got a gold champion, Benacourt. I don't know what that means. Nunez versus Fiera was fire. Nunez versus Fiera was fire. Yeah, Fizz had a wash. So here's something interesting though. Junto Nakatani entered the new WBA rankings at number 1. So that's basically. I know he said that he's vacating his titles to move up to 122 to get adjusted and chase the anyway fight, which would probably happen like May or June of next year. So him moving up and get acclimated is fine. We may see Juntu on that if like I said, it's a domino effect. So if anyway wins, we'll see all those guys, those top Japanese fighters versus the world on that December card. So yeah, so I can see Nakatani versus Ramon Cardenas, that's the guy that just beat and was just knocked down anyway and gave a tough fight. I can see 1 versus 2 happening on that card. I can see it. Gary Antonio Russell just had a fight on Pro Box, so he's in the mix. Peter McGrail, matchroom fighter. Louis Neri just signed with the Kameda brothers in Japan, so he might have some coming. Sam Goodman, man, either division, Sam Goodman can do good. 122 or 126, either one. So Jen Sasaki might be on that card. Who will he fight? Give me who you think he would fight? So yeah, 122. So yeah, man, it's getting interesting because Anyway, his last couple of opponents really ain't been so crazy for the fans, and he got dropped in like 2 of the last 4 fights. So we see some vulnerability with him. We want him to go to 26, challenge himself against those guys. They were saying he was ducking MJ, which wasn't true. Now he gonna fight him, and then we want to see John Two versus anyway is a big fight, real big fight. Greatest Japanese fight ever, loading. That'd be good. Greatest Japanese fight. Let's get it. Bantamweight. So this is another division. If T's still in the building, they got a champion in recess too. The Tsunami Kid. He beat Tacoma anyway to become champion, but then they put him champion in recess. They don't list it right here, but they did order him to fight Antonio Vargas. Antonio Vargas fought to a draw. Was it a draw? Yeah, he fought to a draw with Diego Higa, and he got in the ring and they squared off, and they announced that they was gonna fight next. So they don't got that listed here, but if you tapped in, you know that they probably gonna fight next. So that was another issue. That was another situation similar to Jamel Charlo. So I had to circle back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Vargas is a champion. Him and Tsunami supposed to fight. Maybe that's gonna be on that card too. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Vargas is with Matchroom. He's a fun, action-packed fighter too. I like him. If you drop him, he's gonna get back up and finish strong. Donaire, you know what I'm saying? The future Hall of Famer is the interim champion. I want to see Donaire versus one of the old legends, either Juan Frisco Estrada or Chocolatito. I'd take those. Yeah. Somebody like more so in his generation. But I think these young guys might get busy on him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So y'all see right here, the titles are vacant, right? WBC. So you'll probably have tension fight for the vacant WBC title. IBF, you'll probably have Tacoma anyway. So Johnson Nakatani officially vacated his titles and moving up to 122 based on the rankings, right? And based on what he announced a couple of weeks ago. So let's go. We know what's coming. All right, 115. We got Fernando Martinez coming. He said, "You see, there you go." So yeah, bro, let's stay tuned. It's September, so it's early, and you know what I'm saying. And then once the fight gets announced, then you'll see what it is. Oh, once you see the official order, because sometimes like this is the thing with me though. I be putting out a lot of shit, and you don't see it on print, or you don't see it on the big time social media platforms, right? So you don't see from these writers that's been in the game for a long time. So you want to wait. You might hear from me, but you'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I want to see what they say, and then they end up saying the same shit I said months ago, and then I gotta circle back and hit you with the receipts. So you know what I'm saying? I think I'm proven by this point, like question. Like I get it. Like maybe when I was like a year into this, 2 years into this, but shit, we solid right now. So I don't know. This doubt at your own curl, I guess, at your own expense. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're gonna come back and be 100 anyway. So it's good. I don't even take it no offense no more. I used to, but now it's just like, all right, just wait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Michael James 616. I appreciate you, bro. You've been proven. So I just wait. You know what I'm saying? I just laugh it off and whatever. And then when they come back around, I just tag you in the receipts. It's all good. Fernando Martinez versus Ben Rodriguez coming up November 22nd. That's the best fight in this division. 115. 3-belt unification, Ring Magazine on the line. Yeah, that's what we need as boxing fans right there. The best fighters fighting each other in every division. You can't go wrong with that. So yeah, that's a good one. David Jimenez is the interim champion, so he'll be looking to get his opportunity. I heard him and Scrappy gonna run it back. I'm not sure when, but I did hear that he beat Scrappy a couple of years ago. You got Chocolatito will be back September the 12th. Look out for him. Making one last push. Jack Turner, I seen him fight last week. He had to stop his victory. He climbing up the rankings. A young fighter, number 6. Let me see. That's it. I'm thinking Ioka is about to retire. I heard he was going to retire. It's a lot of Japanese fighters retiring and shit as of late. You got me studying boxing stuff like I'm going to become a manager. Hey, bro, yo, the way way boxing is, they make you do that. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll say you don't know shit about boxing. You know what I'm saying? The way it's set up, it's not like I said, it's not like a sport no more. It's boxing. It's a business. So yeah, you gotta study that shit a little bit if you interested. I don't push it on nobody. 112. So we got a new unified champion. Ricardo Sandoval went over to Japan and beat Kenshiro Tajiri. That was a great performance right there. That was probably upset of the year, to be honest. He got dropped, got up off the canvas, and dominated the rest of the fight, basically. So he was supposed to get a WBA mandatory last week, but we seen that ugly ass fight with Rivera and Cordova. Man, they can keep bro. They can go separate ways because that shit was crazy, and they fought to a draw. But the WBC did the right thing and ordered Sandoval versus Galal Ufai. Perfect. Ufai is the WBC interim champion. He got done dirty with that Francisco Rodriguez fight when he was on banned substance, and he beat him up. Man, I'm saying he probably took like 2 or 3 fights off that kid's career, and hopefully he's good to go. But they did order that fight, Sandoval versus Ufai. So let's get it. Let me see. Yabuki is the IBF champion. He has a mandatory coming up with former champion Felix Alvarado. Purse bid is coming up next week on the 9th. Anthony Oscawaga, the WBO champion, he's going to fight his mandatory, Juan Camacho. That's September the 11th during Canelo Crawford fight week. So yeah, there it is. 108 pounds. So Takami. He just won the title. He just stopped Eric Rosa, and let's see what he does. I'm hearing rumors he might go up to 112. It's a lot of issues in Japan with these recent deaths of these fighters, and they thinking this tribute to weight loss, right? Cutting weight loss, same shit. So maybe these guys will start to move up more instead of sticking around in these divisions because a lot of these guys that suffering these brain injuries and dying in the ring, they young men. Like they don't got more than 20 fights, right? 20 professional fights. So you gotta come up with a solution. I know Japan is revamping their commission and how they, the medicals and shit like that. Because you got 2 deaths, 2 guys died on the same card basically a couple of weeks ago. So you gotta take action. So yeah, crazy situation. So I think you'll see more of these champions moving up instead of trying to hold that weight. But this kid Takami is nice though. He nice. Let's see if he unify. So Pena, he just lost his title. He lost to Carlos Canizales. He's not WBC champion. Simstry is a new champion, but he about to get a mandatory. Mendoza versus Semgop is going to fight. Well, they got a purse bid tomorrow for the IBF, and then Rene Santiago is a WBO champion. He supposed to fight in Puerto Rico September 27th. Make a defense. All right, 105, the last division. We got Oscar Collazo, unified champion. So he's going to fight. I think it's Velez. What's his name? He's going to fight Vason. Excuse me, Jason Vason. He's going to fight him coming up September the 20th. He said, "Why do you think they retiring?" I think it's the weight cuts. I think those Japanese fighters take a lot of punishment. I think they probably retiring because they seeing that they diminish, and maybe that shit scared them, bro. Those dudes dying like that, and they know, because who was it? The guy that Shakur fought. I forget his name right now. Yoshino just retired. Hyga just retired. These guys are like 30, 31, 32. Um, it's the guys retiring. The guy that Andy Cruz just beat up and stopped, he retired. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I think they probably seen that and they was like, you know what, bro? I'm diminished myself. I'm taking a lot of punishment. There's no need for it. Yeah, Yeah. We talked about that the other day. Yeah. So yeah, bro, it's crazy. Yeah. So I would probably imagine a lot of these Japanese fighters gonna start moving up in weight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sasaki. Yeah, Sasaki too. That was crazy. Like they've been taking a lot of some crazy shit. Even their top guy anyway been getting dropped and hurt. So it's like so it's concerning. Has any Bridgerweight fights taken place in the U.S. yet? I don't think so. It was one that was scheduled, but I don't think it didn't happen. It was it supposed to. I forgot the names. But I think the kid named Andy Garcia was supposed to fight a Bridgerweight fight, but he tested positive for a banned substance. So I'm gonna say off top, nah. That was the only one that I can remember. There was a Bridgerweight fight. Man, that division they probably got to do away with that division because it's not popping like that. You need for a new division or a new belt to be popping, then you need a big name. The name is the one that really get the shit going. So if they had a big name in that division, like for example, if they had Deontay Wilder in the Bridgerweight division, just for conversation purposes, that division would be popping because he's the biggest name, even at 40 years old. He probably one of the biggest names at heavyweight. But if he was in Bridgerweight being consistent and fighting and sleeping shit and whatever, then it would lift that division up, give it some credibility per se. The same thing happened with these titles. Like the IBF came in '83. Larry Holmes was like the main guy behind it. Marvin Hagler won the first IBF title. So those are big names. Those guys were stars in the sport, right? Um, so you had to get behind it. WBO, they started in '88. They was getting laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was taking them seriously. They had guys win their title like Tommy Hearns and Michael Moore, stuff like that. Uh, and what's my man's name? Ray Mercer. Then when Oscar came, Oscar won his first two or three titles, division titles with the WBO. I think first two or three. So it's like, yeah, you need that name behind it to legitimize your organization. So yeah, WBA ranked two Americans. They got two Americans ranked there. Yeah. Um, they ain't really doing nothing with that division. To be honest, they ain't really doing nothing with it. Tabidi and Felez, they ain't doing nothing with that division. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know the purpose of that division if your undisputed champion weighs in at 224. Like, I don't know if that make any sense to me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it does, but it don't make no sense to me. So yeah, he said I'm still mad at the WBA. Yeah, they came out 10 o'clock West Coast time. 10:30 no 10:30 West Coast time. They normally come out around like 9:30 or so, 10 o'clock. Yeah, 9:30, 10 o'clock my time. I'm on the West Coast, so yeah, I just waited for a little while. So yeah, man, you look at that like, bro, what is we doing at the Bridgeweight division? What is we doing? Right? This division probably is obsolete. I get why, but if you had guys, if like I was saying when it first came out, I said if these guys in the top 15 are fighting each other consistently, like doing little mini tournaments and keeping the division consistent, then yeah, let's go. Like the two champions are from Russia. How many of you guys seen those guys fight, or even knew when they was fighting? I think the Giorgio guy fights on RCC boxing, and my Slim fight. He's going back to the amateurs. So how legit is this division if guys is not active and guys is going back to the amateurs, all types of shit? I don't know. They can get rid of it. It's like, what's the point of making it? Nah, for real. Because that kid got bit by a dog, I get it, but they can make a statue of him or give him name a gym after him, not a whole sanctioned body. But it's about the bread, I guess. I feel you. So that's what it is. All right, guys, that's my time, man. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already. We'll be back later to talk about the upcoming fight week and break that down. So I appreciate you guys coming through. That's my time, and I'm out.